Morning students, welcome back to our economics class. Today we are going to learn classification of data and tabular presentations.
Data and tabular presentation. See, we used to classify the data into four ways. That was your qualitative, quantitative, geographical, and chronological. Right. So, in the same way, your tabular presentation on the basis of classification of data is again divided into four. That is your qualitative, where you use the attributes or the characteristics. Then your quantitative, where you use the numerical data. Then your temporal, which means time. And then spatial, which means the geographical location. So number one is your qualitative classification of data and tabular presentation. So qualitative classification occurs when the data are classified on the basis of the qualitative attributes or the characteristics. That is, suppose skilled and unskilled workers in the rural and urban area. So in this way, you can classify your data according to the qualitative, that is the characteristics, which is the skilled and the unskilled workers. So in this, let's say the location we have taken, that is rural and urban, and then we have taken the labor as skilled and unskilled. So we have taken the qualitative characteristics, that is just we are classifying the data according to the skilled and unskilled, and we are presenting it in a tabular form. So it is known as the qualitative classification of data and tabular presentation. And second comes your quantitative classification of data and tabular presentation. See, when you classify your data in the table according to the quantitative characteristics on the numerical numbers, let's suppose the marks 0 to 10, 10 to 20, 20 to 30, 30 to 40 obtained by the students, 40 to 50, and this number of students. So in this, you're not using any characteristics or attribute. Here you're using the number, the quantity, that is the number of marks that are obtained. So in this way, this is known as the quantitative classification of data and tabular presentation. In this, you're classifying the data on the basis of the quantitative characteristics. Next comes the temporal classification of data and tabular presentation. See, when you classify your data according to the time and make the table taking time as the characteristics, in that sense it is known as the temporal classification of data. So you've taken the table in which the annual sale of XYZ company is given in the years, that is 2010, 2011, 2012, 2013, 2014, and the sales is given in units, less 50,000 units, 70,000 units, 90,000 units, 1,000 units, sorry, 1 lakh units, then 1.5 lakh units. So in this, you are classifying the data according to the time. Here time is the main characteristic. Time is showing that in which year how many number of units were sold for the XYZ company. Right? Now the other comes the spatial classification of data and tabular presentation. Now in this spatial classification, what happens here? Place or location becomes the major variable of classification. Let's suppose you want to have the data of Indian students in different countries in year 2016. So you have given a tabular form to this data, that is the country and the number of students. Like USA, there are 50,000 students, UK, there are 15,000 students, then Japan, 5,000, Russia, 2,000, Australia, 25,000. So in this way, what you have done, your variable of classification is your location, your area. So in this, this is known as your spatial classification of data and tabular presentation. I hope you have understood this topic. Do download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us.